To reduce emissions, the world needs to rapidly transition towards a low-carbon energy system. Around 75% of global greenhouse gas emissions come from energy and industry. One of the barriers to this energy transition has been that fossil fuels were cheaper than renewables and therefore became the dominating sources of energy. With this video, we'll have a look at the dramatic reduction in the cost of renewable technologies that took place in the last decades and that is still taking place today. They're now cost competitive or cheaper than new fossil fuels. For example, the price of electricity from solar declined by 89% between 2009 and 2019. A new solar plant is almost 3 times cheaper than a new coal one. But one of the challenges that renewables face is that they produce energy intermittently. The sun doesn't always shine and the wind doesn't always blow, and so we don't get a steady flow of generation throughout the day. An obvious solution is to store excess energy then release it later. But to do so, we need lots of energy storage, and this adds large costs to our energy system. There are several ways to store excess energy. Most of us think of batteries. In particular, lithium-ion batteries are used in everything, ranging from your mobile phone and laptop to electric vehicles and grid storage. The price of lithium-ion battery cells declined by 97% in the last 3 decades. A battery with a capacity of 1 kilowatt-hour that cost $7,500 in 1991 was just $181 in 2018. That's 41 times less. What's promising is that prices are still falling steeply. The cost halved between 2014 and 2018. Let's put this price decline in perspective. The Nissan Leaf electric car, which is also one of the most affordable models, has a 40 kilowatt-hours battery. At 2018 price, the battery cost around $7,300. Imagine trying to buy the same model in 1991, the battery alone would cost $300,000. Or take the Tesla Model S 75D, which has a 75 kilowatt-hours battery. In 2018 the battery cost around $13,600, in 1991 it would have been more than $500,000. This shows how important these price reductions are for decarbonizing not only our electricity grids but our transport systems too. We often look at these price reductions relative to time. But it's not time itself that drives these reductions. It's the innovations in the production of these batteries that make it possible to produce them at lower and lower costs. As production increases, there are more opportunities and incentives to achieve such innovations. That's why prices often fall when technologies begin to scale. In the chart we see the relationship between prices and cumulative installed capacity of batteries. In 1991 the market size of lithium-ion cells was tiny. There was just 0.13 megawatts installed. That's less than 2 battery packs that you'd find in a Tesla car. Since then deployed capacity has increased rapidly. By 2016, this had grown to 78,000 megawatt-hours. The relationship between price and cumulative installed capacity is called the learning curve. This concept is used to understand cost improvements in scaling technologies. The learning rate tells us, on average, how much the price of something falls for every doubling of cumulative capacity. In this case, prices fell an average of 18.9% every time the installed capacity doubled. The same happened for solar modules. With every doubling of installed solar capacity, their price dropped by an average of 20.2%. The improvements we've seen in battery technologies are not limited to lower costs. The energy density of cells has also been increasing. Energy density measures the amount of electrical energy you can store in a unit of battery. This means that batteries have been getting smaller and lighter for any given electrical capacity. You might have noticed this yourself as your mobile phones were getting lighter and slimmer. This is a crucial technological improvement, as one of the major drawbacks of some battery technologies is that they are heavy, and this limits their use in a number of technologies that are still fossil fuel powered. In fact, the size and weight of batteries that you'd need to power large aircraft is one of the biggest barriers to a transition to electrified aviation. The same is true for shipping or trucks. bigger and heavier batteries just make everything more costly in energy terms. You need lots of large batteries, which take up space and add weight to carry around. In the end, our batteries are now only a fraction of the cost and are smaller and lighter. These technological improvements are just as essential to making low-carbon electricity the default affordable option as reductions in the cost of solar panels or wind turbines. But there is still a lot to do if we want to fly in electric airliners, or have our goods transported across the oceans in electric ships anytime soon. That is all for today. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If so, please subscribe to the channel and leave a comment to tell us how you feel about this very important topic. See you next time.